Welcome to Please Me, the award-winning bilingual sexuality podcast bringing you bold conversations and big clit energy. As a female host in a male-dominated industry, I'm thrilled to announce that Please Me is the #1 ranked sexuality podcast in the USA and worldwide, covering topics on sexual health, intimacy, and sexual empowerment. I'm Eve, your host, on a journey from trauma to sexual liberation. Join me and my guests as we dive into conversations around orgasm equality, self-love, body positivity, and essential sex education. Let's reclaim pleasure and close the orgasm gap, one empowering conversation at a time. If you didn't get to listen to last week's 2-part series with Josh Davis, who talked about mental health for gay men, and this is a topic that resonates with you, be sure to go back and listen. Today I'm excited to welcome Cidney Green to the show. We went so deep in our conversation that I'm bringing you 2 episodes this week, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, because she had far too many gems to share. Cindy was honored by the Museum of Sex in New York City for her ultra-viral video, Pussy Over Pain, and has trained countless sex phone operators through her unique business model. I'm thrilled to have her join me for an enlightening, honest, and raw conversation about sexuality. I'm happy to share that I've been nominated for a 2026 ASN Award for Best Educator. This year, it's a one-time vote, so I would truly appreciate your support. The link is in the show notes, and I thank you for your vote. If you're ready to take your pleasure and sexual health seriously, explore the Sexual Longevity Protocol, a self-paced course designed to support you long-term. And if you want to start gently, download the 30-day self-pleasure and body reconnection practices, a free daily guide to help you connect with your body and build pleasure, one day at a time. Support the show by leaving a review and following the podcast wherever you listen. Join me on Patreon for $9 a month for ad-free episodes, early releases, and exclusive content. Or subscribe to my paid Substack for deeper insights and updates. You can also join the Please Me Health Collective on stc.com using code PLEASEME for a free trial and access to my free monthly webinars. Follow me on Instagram at Please Me by Eve Creations for more. Please Me is for mature audiences, so sit back, relax, and surrender to the pleasure of Please Me.
I got really pissed off, so I hopped on my porch butt naked with a hairy pussy. And I was just like, if I was beating somebody's ass or killing myself on here, yeah, the video I would have never been deleted. But because you see a little bit of a nipple, you idiots think it's more acceptable. So I just wanted this 5-minute rant about how stupid it was. How y'all are just more comfortable with pain over pussy. Like, y'all like pain. If I'm cussing my mama out, if I'm bleeding, if it's been dead bodies circulating online without being taken down.
Ladies, let's get personal for a minute. What does your vaginal health routine look like? Because as we mature, our intimate self-care needs an upgrade. If hormone shifts have you feeling dry, less sensitive, or just not quite like yourself, I've got a simple 3-step protocol I'm loving. Every morning I use my lady pump to increase blood flow and wake up the lady bits. And yes, it comes with 3 attachments for all the sensations. Then I apply Shamelessly Aroused by Shameless Care, formulated with sildenafil, the active ingredient used in Viagra, to support stronger arousal, better lubrication, and more responsive orgasms. Pair that with a daily self-love ritual, and you got a powerful daytime combo. At night, I use Parlor Games estrogen and progesterone creams to support healthy hormone levels and resilient vaginal tissue. Fewer oops moments when I sneeze, and way more confidence when intimacy calls. Dryness, decreased sensitivity, frequent UTIs, incontinence, low blood flow? These 3 upgrades can be a total game changer, because intimate health isn't indulgent. It's essential. And trust me, you'll feel the difference.
Teens share everything. That may include the bacteria that can cause meningococcal disease known as meningitis. Even if your teen's been vaccinated in the past, they could still be missing meningitis vaccinations. Ask your teen's doctor or visit meningitis.com today. Sponsored by GSK.
Hello and welcome to Please Me, the podcast that aims to destigmatize conversations about sex and sexual health by turning the sheets into our classroom. Today, I'm so excited to have this conversation with Miss Cidney Green today. She is the author and creator of a new controversial novel called All Three in Me. This book explores love, sex, polyamory, and the emotional truths behind modern relationships. She is also the creator of Erotic Sleepover, and we're definitely going to jump into what that is. But before that, I just want to welcome you, Cidney, to the show. How are you today?
I'm well. Hey, Eve. I'm doing well. I'm moisturized and having a great time with my life. How are you?
I love it. I love that you're moisturized because I definitely think that that is essential, right, for any lady to moisturize and anoint from head to toe and make sure that we are stepping into our divine feminine every single day, right?
Yep.
And I know that you have been honored by the Museum of Sex in Manhattan, which
Yes.
is a huge honor for your ultra viral video about pussy over pain.
Yes.
And I would love for you to talk about that because, first of all, congratulations. What a big honor. Yeah, I love that you're always dancing. This is so fun. This is going to be such a great conversation. I love to dance too. So, whenever you want to bust a move while we're talking, go for it. But yeah, tell us all about your viral video.
So, Pussy Over Pain, it was in 2017. Basically, I got deleted off Instagram. With the only reason I could imagine that I was deleted off of Instagram was because I posted something that was too naked or something like that. And so I got really pissed off. So I hopped on my porch butt naked with a hairy pussy. And I was just like, if I was beating somebody's ass or killing myself on here, yeah, the video would have never been deleted, but because you see a little bit of a nipple, you idiots think it's more acceptable. So I just wanted this 5-minute rant about how stupid it was, how y'all are just more comfortable with pain over pussy. Like y'all like pain. I mean, if I'm cussing my mama out, if I'm bleeding, if it's been dead bodies circulating online without being taken down, I was like, you can die, but you just can't die naked online. Y'all are stupid. You know what I'm saying? I get really pissed off about systems and principles of things. So the principle of the fact that y'all are more comfortable with pain and violence and hurt than y'all are with the nipples and areolas and vaginas and pleasure. I even got into movies, like people are like shielding people's eyes. Oh my God, they're kissing, but you just willingly watch the zombie tear brain matter and eat it. Like, it's like, what are we doing? Y'all are fucking stupid. So I got very mad about that. And that went like ultra viral. I think that's the most viral I've ever been in my life. Like, cause that transcended countries. Like it's articles written about that video in Dutch, French, the UK, the Daily Mail, like everybody picked that up. And then that's what caused the Museum of Sex Manhattan to say, hey, we want to have you on this panel, and it's going to be a centered around your video. And so that was really cool. And I remember the first time I went to the Museum of Sex, I said, ooh, I want to be, I knew I want to have something of mine here. And I manifested that. I didn't even know how it was going to happen, but yes, I got very pissed off. And that still pisses me off to this day, that deep disconnect.
100%. There's such fear and such shame around women's bodies, right? We're taught to cover them up from the time that we're born. But the reality is that we're all born naked, and naked is an actual natural state of being. It's not sexual. It is just the way that we exist without clothing on our body. And it doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It doesn't have to be, titillating. It's just a breast. And everybody has nipples. And I 100% agree. It's ridiculous. The societal norms that we are trying to change with the work that we do, to tear down all of this bullcrap, right? And to throw all that shit out the window is something that each person needs to do individually for themselves in order to really be able to fully love the body that they're in, not be, not placed small in their world because of those societal norms that pressure us. And also as a collective, right, to really change things on a societal level. So I love that. You put it all out there in that video, and oh my gosh, what a response, international response. And is that video now living in the Museum of Sex in Manhattan?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so. I don't know if they did that there. I think they maybe did it for that event or something, but I don't know if it made it there. I didn't even think about that. That would have been great. Oh, and another point that I made, and I was being in that video that's really hilarious, is how a man can have bigger titties than mine, but he can be on social media with his titties out. His titties are bigger than mine and yours put together. They're down to his knees, but yet, and he's not flagged. but let me get my female titty and my page is shut down. I'm banned on social media. So I was very pissed about that. Like, and nobody really wants to see his big ass titties. You know what I'm saying? People want to see mine. So because people want to see it, it's bad. Girl, I can go on all day about that. But yeah.
Absolutely, yes, and the point that you make about a woman's breast versus a man's breast, right? And so somehow a man is okay to take his shirt off, no matter what the size of his breasts are, right? And some men do have large breasts because they may be heavier, or whatever it may be, right? And so somehow that is more acceptable than a woman showing her breasts, and our bodies are ours. And I went to a meeting a couple months ago, and I was wearing something that had sort of like a lower, cut in the front. And so my breasts, were on display. And it's sexy to show it off when you want to show it off. And I love it, right? And so I felt very confident. And the moderator of the group came up to me afterwards and said, well, if you have a dress on like that and you're dressed like that, you're just asking for someone to grab you. And I wanted to choke him. I was so angry. It's like, no, I can choose to wear whatever I want.
Yes.
Whatever I want. And that is never an invitation ever to assault me. And so, yeah. So do you want to speak on that? Because I feel like, and since you have like this, video and you speak on this topic, I would love to hear from you.
Well, number one, I wish if I would have been there with you, we probably would have been in jail because we both would have just beat his ass. So let's just start with that. I'd have been, bitch, like I'm sorry, I would have just called him all type of, I would have got real disrespectful. The thing is, I love to match energy. If you're stupid and disrespectful, I can get just as stupid and disrespectful. So that comment angers me, probably just as much or more as it angered you because it's stupid. And I feel like I do agree nudity in itself is not sexual. I identify as a nudist, and it's just it's different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like that's such a remedial conversation, but we still have to have it like every day.
It's so remedial. It's so remedial. Hello, it's just your natural state of being. It has nothing to do with being sexy. It's just your natural state of being, right?
Yeah. And then the second part that I whenever see men don't understand, or stupid people don't understand things until you put it exactly in a way that they can get it. So for somebody like that, I would say, okay, cool. So you have on that nice watch. Well, I should just snatch it and run and steal it. So I feel like, if you have on if you're a man and you have on name brands, then people should just rob you. If you don't want people to, everyone wants the male body and female body, and we know that, so therefore we should cover it up because we don't want to invite that. Well, everybody wants Louis and Gucci and diamond rings and whatever you have on. So anytime you come out and you want to display your success, everyone should just rob you.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing
because you're asking for it, right? I mean, what are you doing wearing Gucci shoes and shirts? You know people want that. So every successful man that displays his wealth out and open for everybody to see, who has that audacity to pick and choose how he wants to present himself. Oh my God, I'm so offended. So therefore, everyone should rob your ass. And then when you are robbed, no one should have any remorse. And the police shouldn't do anything to help you find your jury or put the person in jail or punish the person that did it to you. And you should be ridiculed and laughed and humiliated online.
Oh my gosh. All of that, yes, because this is exactly what happens to women who speak out about sexual abuse, right? And so you wonder why people don't want to come out or report their sexual abuse, because only 1% to 2% of people who are actually brought to court for sexual abuse actually go to jail for it. And if that's the case, it's basically giving people a free ride to abuse women and to drag their names through the mud and to do what they want and to then get away with it, right? And so all of what you said is all of that, right? And so I appreciate you breaking it down like that, because it's absolutely true. And we need to do better to be safer for ourselves. And let's talk about this recent, I don't know if you've heard about this or not, but there's some, what is it called? Rape university or rape college or something, like rape
I
school.
read a little something about that.
Rape school,
yeah.
right? Rape school, where men are teaching other men to actually rape their own wives or girlfriends by drugging them and then videoing them while they're asleep, or not asleep, but they're passed out, videoing them and then posting those videos on a website for all of the world to see. And it's mind-boggling that this actually exists. And it's sad that we as women have to also be careful with our own partners that we've already chosen, that we think we're safe with, and that are doing this. And the women don't even realize it, because the medication or the drugs that they're being given really puts them like out cold. They don't remember a thing. They black out 100%. It's very scary. So I would love for you to like comment on that. Like, why do you think women are visiting these sites as well? Because that was another question that, was posed out there. Like, it's not just men that are visiting these sites, it's women too. But I also feel that women are looking to see if they're on those sites. I think that would be the reason why I would go on a site like that, because women don't find pleasure in seeing other people being taken advantage of. So at least I don't think so. So I'd love for you to comment on this.
It's a lot. I mean, I did read about, I saw a post about it, and I just wanted to protect my subconscious mind. So I just scrolled past it. I didn't want to read that. I don't want to get into the details of that shit. But now that we're here, it's fine. It's so much historical context. I'm trying not to be too long-winded. It's a lot of history on why we don't own our bodies. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of history on rape on rape culture. And religion and patriarchy is a really big part of it, in all honesty. And so we have this idea of women just needing to completely submit their body to let men do whatever they want to do with it, because we are still struggling for the common decency of owning our own body. And it's become this whole fetish and all that shit. I don't even know it's so much that I want to say is that it's so disturbing. And it was this other thing about, I think it was in France or something, where the husband was doing that to his wife for years and and recording it and shit. I don't even know. I'm flabbergasted. I don't even know what to say. I can't articulate my thoughts very well with this particular story, because that is very disturbing. But I do know that there is a fetish associated with that. That there is like a fetish like this on like sex sites and stuff like that, about women are pretending to be asleep and doing that. I think every single depraved thing has been turned into a fetish, and I do support actually getting into any type of fetish that you have, even if it's the fetish of the woman want to pretend to be asleep. I actually had that fetish where I wanted to pretend to be asleep and then the guy just come and do it. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I hate the story. I don't even want to talk about it.
You know what, this whole energy that you're giving off, like, let's not even look at it, because it's too traumatizing to even possibly fathom and internalize, is how I feel so often when I'm scrolling on any kind of social media, right? And I'm coming across these stories that are traumatizing just in and of themselves, learning about them, right? And so this was one of those that I just thought was insane, right? And I love that you bring up a fetish, because in the BDSM community, I feel like, the kink community does communication best. And if you're talking about a specific fetish, right, like the one that we're talking about, where a woman wants to pretend that they're asleep and then their partner come and, use their body while they're sleeping, is 100% different, because it's consensual on both sides, right? And so in the kink community, they are so particular about consent, and enthusiastic consent, not wishy-washy consent, because wishy-washy consent gets you nowhere. Nobody is going to want to play with you if you have wishy-washy consent. They want enthusiastic consent on both sides. And oftentimes it's even like sign on the dotted line. We want to make sure that we have a contract where we are putting all of that on paper and saying that this is consenting and that you have a right to withdraw that consent at any moment. That is not at all the same thing as a man drugging his wife and taking advantage of her, then videoing it and putting it on the internet. I mean, there's so many layers to that trauma. It's ridiculous. And how you felt about it is how I feel about it too. It's like, I don't even want to fucking know about this shit.
I really don't. Like, I feel violated with my brain by scrolling and saying, like, can I just not know about this? But people do need to know about it, though.
Yes.
You know, as uncomfortable as it is, people do need to know about this. So they can do something to stop it. It really. Okay, so let me be very clear. I love men. I am not a man. People may think I'm a man-hating woman because I call them out on their shit when it comes down to misogyny constantly. So yeah, it is a certain sector of men I do fucking hate. I'm not gonna lie. It is those motherfuckers. Yes, I do hate
the
them.
Misogynist men that think that
I can't stand them. You know, I can definitely get into my higher self and empathize and understand the programming and all of that. However, my ego is full of rage about it. I want to be just like that guy who said you need to be touched. I wanted to just fuck him up because you a stupid bitch. But it is abusing women is like in the laws. Like, you know, it was just like up until 1994 that it became illegal. Recently became illegal to beat your wife. Like, I mean, if we look into the laws that are in place to own women, it's disgustingly not that surprising that a husband would think he can do that. Because if we look at the laws and look at the patriarchal system and look at what happened in the Victorian age when they started owning our body, you really have to get into the history of this shit in order to understand how the fuck are we. And it's 2026. We are not in 1826. We're in 2026 still having these conversations. Women are still fighting. Well, because we just kind of really got free. So it is a very layered conversation that could take like 18 years. But the bottom line is, whatever the highest extent of the law, I don't care if it's an vigilante's law or if it's the law, those men need to get the full extent of that. I will just say that. And I will celebrate with joy. If we have a fucking Batman type hero just come out and just beat all their asses, I'm cool with that. Or because you just said the law is patriarchal. Like, they're gonna go with the man on this kind of stuff, even if they see the videos. I mean, well, hopefully that'll change. But I don't know. I don't want to be long-winded. I just know that I hate everyone involved, and it is so much historical context on why they think they can do that. Yes. And that's what we really have to unlearn. Even women have to unlearn it. Yes, women have fallen for the okie doke. Mm-hmm. You know, women feel like that. When that man thought about what you wearing to reveal, and women feel like that too. That you got your titties out, so you deserve to be, you know, raped or whatever. A lot of women feel like that. There are gonna be, even with that video. You know what's sad, Eve? Even with that video, because they're dumb enough to record it and put it out there, there are still gonna be people who say she wanted it. She took the drug on purpose. She faking. She ain't really sleep. It is still going to be that.
Yes, there's always going to be people that are trying to, you know, continue with these practices, right? But talking about them is so essential for people to understand. Let's switch topics here because I want to talk about phone sex. Maybe. And I know that you have taught people how to be a phone sex operator. And I think that this is fascinating. It's something that you're known for, right? And so I would love for you to just talk a little bit about just like the history of like how you got into this first, and then we'll get into some more fun, juicy questions.
Well, it is it's like around 2021. I was not 21. I'm sorry, 2000 and what the fuck is it? I was 21. 2012. Sorry, okay. 2000. Yeah. So I was 2011. Oh my God, my math is horrible. I was 21. Somebody said, "Hey, you can make money your phone sex." I said, "Really?" Googled it, got a job. sucked at it for years. Then I stopped sucking and made six figures. And when I got fired from my last job, because I can't have jobs. I get fired from them all. I'm not really employable. I can't do it. I gave up on that over 10 years ago. And so I end up like through all the trial and error of just sucking at phone sex, I figured out on my own pretty much how to get good at it. And then that's when I had to make it my first six figures. And then I turned that into a course. And then, I coached people for like 10 years on how to get into the business and how to monetize it and stuff like that. And I still do phone. I still do phone sex when I want some extra money. I still do phone sex. It's still there. It's still my 9 to 5. When things, when people want some extra money, some people go out and get a little part-time job. When I want some extra money, I just pick up the phone and talk to them. And I pretend I'm a white woman and nobody ever knows I'm black. And I do all this whole thing. So that's the brief history of how I got started in it.
That's interesting that you pretend you're a white woman because you found that makes more money. I love wearing a bra, said no one ever. If you're tired of discomfort and want a great bra alternative, I highly recommend Cakes. I gave up bras during COVID and searched everywhere for something better, and Cakes is the best solution I've found. They offer adhesive, non-adhesive, and push-up options that give a seamless look under your clothes without straps or discomfort. If you're tired of racing to your car to pull your bra off at the end of the day, it's time to get your Cakes. I haven't looked back, and I know you won't regret it. Check the show notes for the link. If you've ever wished sex could feel more connected, more intense, or honestly just more fun, you need to check out Shameless Care. They're a telemedicine company built entirely around sexual health, real doctors, real prescriptions, and products that actually work. Like Shameless Chemistry, their oxytocin plus tadalafil blend that deepens connection and boosts arousal. Or Shamelessly Aroused, a topical cream with the active ingredient found in men's ED medication, increasing blood flow exactly where it counts. Every order includes a short video introduction from your doctor, transparent pricing, and no subscriptions ever. Just real, sex-positive healthcare that delivers results. Because you're a Please Me listener, you can use coupon code PLEASEME for $15 off your order of any product on the Shameless Care website. Use the code PLEASEME, that's PLEASEME, at checkout to claim your $15 off. Again, that's shamelesscare.com, code PLEASEME. Because great sex shouldn't be complicated. It should be shameless. This episode is sponsored by Shameless Care.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Bring a date, your squad, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Yep, it's ABC 1, 2, 3. That makes my money. I've been black, I've been white. I mean, because it's just the clientele. The clientele of the phone sex customer, especially once they're going to spend a big money, are like middle-aged, white, wealthy. Typically, they want white women. I mean, you know, black women would be a fetish or niche. I don't really want to be a niche. I want to be the main thing. All right. Yeah. So I'm not trying to say they don't make money, but I'm just, if I'm on a black site where the clientele is black, I'm going to be black. It's kind of, you know, it's no offense towards anybody. It just is what it is. So I mastered my white girl voice, and I just I try to sound like you so I can get the most money. Even though I'm not trying to, you know, your nationality could be something different, but your voice sounds white.
Yes, I'm ethnically ambiguous is what people call me. I definitely don't identify as white, but I'm Puerto Rican. But definitely, you know, my voice is, I don't know. I've traveled a lot, so it's from a lot of different places, but I understand. So give us some tips. Like, tell us what sorts of things help to like hook a person into like a phone sex conversation.
Listening. That's like number one. You don't go randomly talking and randomly moaning. Oh wait, let me clarify that question. Are you talking about as far as making money or like in your personal relationships? Because that's a different thing.
Well, let's gear it towards personal relationships only because I don't know how many people out there are listening that actually want to become phone sex operators. But if you are listening and you do want to, Cidney Green would be the person to contact for that, right? But if we're talking generally about like, let's give some like, you know, phone sex tips for like the general population that listens to my show, right? Let's talk in that sort of arena.
Perfect, because that's completely sets of advice in all honesty.
Yes.
All right. So if you have your man and you're long distance, something like that, you definitely do, you still have to listen, even though hopefully you know what your man want, or maybe you don't know what your man want, or maybe this is the first time y'all to get into this. You really do have to listen. It's like number one. You can't just go in rambling and shit. You have to listen. You have to, if they have a particular fetish, you want to hopefully before this, if this is your man, understand why they want that particular fetish. Okay, so let's just give you an example.
Okay.
So,
yes.
let's just say your man is a hot shot attorney or entrepreneur. He's always in control of everything. He has to make all of the decisions. And his fetish for you was something more on the submissive side, and that's broad. I mean, there's many ways a person can be submissive. Let's just say he wants to be a cuckold. He wants to be a cuckold. He's not a stag, a cuckold. That's different. He wants to be a cuckold. So I'm going to talk to y'all like y'all don't know what that is. A cuckold is someone who likes a cheating wife. So a cuckold could be, but not always, a man with a very small dick. He likes to be compared to other men. He wants to be put in the submissive position of watching you have sex with another man, usually more well-endowed man. Okay, he wants you to say humiliating things to him, tell him how powerless he is, and all of that. So if you can understand why he wants the fetish, you can really own his ass. So because I've given you a little bit of psychology, if your man is like that, then you can be very descriptive. You have to remember when it comes down to phone sex, they can't see you. It's all there. You have to be like a writer, kind of like I am with my book. You have to really visualize and get into all of the senses of how big the other dick is. You know what I'm saying? How that dick feels inside of you. Remember, they can't see you, right? So you have to rely on those visual words to really give them that. Get into the psychology. We know, even if he doesn't know, we know because we're smart, that the reason why he wants that is because he wants to relinquish control. He wants to have no control and no power. So use those buzzwords. You don't have any fucking control. I'm in control of you right now. You have to ask me for permission to do everything. You're not going to tell me what to do, things like that. So I think you need to understand the fetish, understand his trigger points, and then twist that knife slowly. But again, like when I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to drag the call out way longer. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying like, that's like a different mindset. But if I'm for my man, I'm not trying to make it go quick, but you want to build it. It needs to have a beginning, middle, and end. It's like a story. You don't just get on the phone with him and start moaning, "Oh, he's coming on me." What? No, you have to like you don't do all that yet. You know what I'm saying? You want to set the story up, especially with that particular fetish. So they like the deceit. They like the fact that you say you're going to yoga class when you're really going to get dick. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really get into what he's into. And actually, let me just, I forgot a very important piece. Don't fetish shame. How about that? Let's start with that. Understand the fetish that someone has and remove all your judgment about it. And then go and either come to me or go and do your research and watch porn about it. Because then that would really make your phone sex call even more endearing, even more arousing. And you can really, sometimes some would argue that not being able to see you is even more arousing than being able to see you. But we can translate all of this to in person too. So that's kind of what I would do. Psychology, listening, and building a story and being very descriptive and being really into it.
I love this. I love this. And don't shame someone for their fetish, right? And I love that because, 45% of Americans consider themselves kinky. And I truly believe that the other 55% just haven't figured out what their kink is yet. And there are so many different types of kinks, right? It could be something really simple, like snuggling or cuddling, right? That is an actual kink. If you go to FetLife, that's an actual kink, which I find crazy, right? It could be that all the way to CNC, right? And so There's so many different things that you can be into. But the bottom line is understanding why they have that fetish or that kink helps with the psychology portion of it so that you can truly understand what that is and then using that to your advantage. So
Yeah.
you are very smart, Miss Cidney, and you have figured out how to manipulate the situation to your, to have the power, right? And so, and this is really what a person that wants to be submissive wants. They want you to take the power. So
Yeah.
if you are going to take the reins and take the power, you do need to do a little bit of research to understand what you're stepping into. So I love all of those great tips. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation so far. Since we did a deep dive, the episode will be released in 2 parts. Be on the lookout this Friday for part 2 with Cidney Green. Don't forget to download your free 30-day self-pleasure and body reconnection practices on pleaseme.online, a gift from me to you. And don't forget to vote for me for Best Educator for the ASN Awards. It's a one-time vote, and I truly appreciate your support. All links are in the show notes. Are you looking for a sexy date? Look no further than SDC.com. SDC.com is the premier ethically non-monogamous website that is worldwide. It also hosts a wealth of information on sexuality and sexual health, and I host a free live webinar monthly on the site. You can use code 37340 for a free trial membership on me, and be sure to reach out on the site and say hello. I want to personally invite you to join me on Patreon for ad-free listening, bonus episodes, and early releases. Already there is a lot of bonus content on there with many webinars that I've done in the past and a show that I've never released to the public before. My show is completely self-funded, and when you are able to support me in this way, I'm able to spread my message of body positivity, self-love, and women's empowerment, and empowerment in general around sexuality around the globe. And so with that being said, I appreciate everyone who has already joined Patreon. And if you've thought about joining, now's your nudge to do so.